Welcome to Mauser Minutes. I'm Nick. Today I am at Bull Moose Guns here in Mint Hill, North Carolina, where I've been graciously invited by the shop's owner to take a look at a few things that they have for sale here and a few things that they have kept for themselves, this being one of them. What I have here is a Mauser C96. I'll cover a little bit of the background, but what makes this one really interesting is just how well traveled this one in particular is and where it's been and the stories it probably can tell. But a little bit of background on the Mauser C96. These were introduced in 1896. It was a design by Paul Mauser. It fired the 7.65 .30 Mauser cartridge, which at the time, until .357 Magnum came out in the 1930s, was I believe the highest velocity handgun cartridge in the world. These things were fairly powerful. They were pretty well liked. A bunch of people carried them. The German military used them. The Ottoman Imperial military used them. Winston Churchill actually carried one of these in, I believe, during the Second Boer War. They were pretty well liked. They were pretty expensive, but I mean, it was a powerful handgun. It was a pretty nice piece. These were used extensively during the First World War by the German military. You saw these a lot, and these also had a stock that I'll show you with it mounted to later. That you could use this basically like as a personal defense weapon or a pistol caliber carbine of sorts in the 1910s. You saw these pretty commonly with stormtroopers. They would use these to go on trench raids with. I don't recall exactly the internal magazine capacity on this. I want to say it's 10. I don't have any 7.65 Mauser to load into this thing, and I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to, even if I could find some. This one's a pretty nice example, and I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer, and I'm going to talk to you about what makes this one in particular so special as opposed to others. Okay, now that I brought you in a little bit closer, I can show you the markings and tell you a little bit more of the story of this pistol a little bit better. So on the side you have the standard Waffenfabrik Mauser marking that just says that this thing was made by Mauser. But what's really interesting is you have another Mauser Oberndorf marking here, the serial number on this side of the receiver, and then here you have a WA with an eagle and a 17. That is not a German acceptance mark. That is an Austro-Hungarian acceptance mark. This was a C96 that was issued to the Austro-Hungarian military, was used by the Austro-Hungarian military, and then, I'll explain with the stock here, made its way to the Western Front of this First World War. So a little bit of background. In 1917, when the Russian Revolution broke out, the Eastern Front basically fell apart and was closed off. The main adversary of the Central Powers was no longer in the war. They had withdrawn. Which is where, where a lot of the Austro-Hungarians had been fighting was fighting Russians. So because of this, several divisions, the Germans intended on moving more divisions of Austro-Hungarians to the west to assist in holding back the push from the Americans as they were beginning to arrive in 1917. However, in the end, only a handful of divisions arrived. But along with them was this pistol in particular. We know this because of this piece of tape on the stock. This Rosenthal, and I can't really make out his serial number too quickly, is the name of the American soldier who picked this up somewhere in the Western Front and brought it home and took it home with him. Now this stock is an original C96 stock. However, I will show you here in a minute. It is not a numbers matching stock, but it is a period correct stock, and they were captured together. But there is the pistol with the stock attached. You can see, and I'll get into a separate video of this, discussing the differences between this stock and a German pattern C96 stock. What made them different? But these were captured together. There is slight, what could be considered battle damage here on the stock. But this allowed you to stabilize this pistol more easily and engage targets at a greater distance. With it. And also, some of you may know, the stock also doubled as a holster. Gotta be delicate. These things tended to break and crack around the edge of the pistol. I'll show you here, where the pistol goes in, where the wood is very thin. That's a really quick overview of the Mauser C96 broom handle pistol, and a little bit of the story of this Austro-Hungarian contract Mauser C96 pistol and Austro-Hungarian contract C96 stock. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Bull Moose Guns online or come and visit them in person here in Mint Hill, North Carolina. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.